Working Stiff, 2 Years, 262 Bodies, and the Making of a Medical Examiner is a memoir I wrote with my husband, writer T.J. Mitchell. It's about my training at the New York City Medical Examiner's Office from 2001 to 2003. So I was there for 2 years and I took notes. I wrote a journal because I was a student at the time. And then at the end of the training, I handed it off to my husband and said, "You're a writer, here, do something with this." And together, over the course of many years, we wrote the book, the memoir. What prompted me to write the book with my husband was that we would watch television together, and CSI and NCIS and Bones and all the television shows that are out there, including the true crime ones like Frontline, or you have also 48 Hours. They show forensics on television, but they show it compressed in time and truncated and with pieces missing. And in many cases, the pathologist is definitive, certain, and the science is 100%. And so it was important for me to capture the real CSI. What is it really like to train as a forensic pathologist? And I wanted to focus on the training because I figured as I was going through my training, if I kept good notes and wrote as I learned about how to do death investigations, anybody who reads the book will also learn how we do death investigations. So the process of learning was very important to me. That learning curve that we all go through when we start a new job, that was the essence that I wanted to get in writing Working Stiff. I went into medicine. Because my dad was a doctor and he was a psychiatrist and had medical textbooks all over the house. So I was drawn to medicine because of him, because he inspired me. But then he committed suicide when I was 13 years old, and I grew up with this absence. So even though I was drawn to medicine, I wanted to have an understanding about what happened from my own perspective as a child, but then as I matured into an adult. What I learned in studying medicine was that while clinical medicine is fascinating and exciting, the hours were way too long and too exhausting for me. So initially I went into surgery and did surgery for about 6 months. But then when I switched to pathology, I realized that as a pathologist, as a laboratory doctor, I can still help people. And I can particularly help the people who went through what I went through when I was 13 years old. So by investigating sudden, unexpected deaths or violent deaths, I can give families closure. I can help them understand what happened by talking to them, by counseling them, and by explaining to them what no other doctor could explain. The most important aspect of Working Stiff for me was that I focused on the learning process, because when I read books that had been previously written by experts in forensics, whether it was pathology or anthropology, about cases, it tended to be from the perspective of the expert, the person who has all the experience and has learned it all and seen it all and can figure it all out for you. I wanted to write something different that focused on what it's like when you're a rookie, when you don't know what you're doing, and you have the support and the encouragement and the excellent teaching that I had at the New York City Medical Examiner's Office. So I'm hoping that the reader learns along with me as I went through that process.